Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. Hope you are doing well. So, few months ago, I made a video about serial killers, explaining to you guys who they were, what they did, how they did it, and why did they do what they did. It's a good video, so if you haven't seen already, it will be the first link in the description. But when I made that video, I decided that I'm gonna convert it into a series, explore into the vast depths of who were serial killers. But after recording the first video at 2 in the night and researching about necrophilia all night long, it changed my mind. Completely changed my mind. And for those who do not know what necrophilia is, it means sexual intercourse with or attraction towards corpses. Pretty gruesome, right? I know. But over time, I mustered up courage to make this video. I became brave and I thought, let's just go for it. Today is Sunday, the day I'm recording it. From tomorrow onwards, my exams are starting, the serious ones. And by the time this video goes out, I'll be appearing for my physics exam. So, best of luck for me. So, in the last video, we covered Dr. Harold Shipman, who killed 218 patients. Then we had Ed Guinness. She married to kill. And along with them, we had Ed Gein, the inspiration behind Psycho. Today, we are gonna start off with Jeffrey Dahmer. He committed his first murder at the age of 18 only. Jeffrey Dahmer committed his first murder in 1978 at the age of just 18. He would go on killing until his arrest in 1991, after an African American man escaped his clutches and hailed down police near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When the victim led police back to his apartment, they discovered photographs of dismembered bodies, the severed heads and genitalia of several other men, and a tub full of acid, which Dahmer had used to dispose some of his 17 victims. Dahmer had lived a shiftless life, dropping out of college and then the army and living with some various family members before being kicked out by his grandmother and settling in Milwaukee apartment. 3 years before his 1991 arrest, and with several murders under his belt, Dahmer was convicted of drugging and sexually assaulting a young teenager. After serving only a year, he was released and he continued his killing binge, which focused almost entirely on young, non-white men. Dahmer's sensational trial, featuring lurid descriptions of his eating the body parts of his victims and admissions of necrophilia, renewed the world's interest in serial killers. In 1992, Dahmer was sentenced to 957 years in prison, but was killed by a fellow inmate just 2 years later. My comments on his story? Ew. Simply ew. Alright, next we have Ted Bundy. His was the first televised murder trial. Handsome, well-educated and brimming with charm, Ted Bundy seemed the unlikeliest of serial killers, which made his decade-long multi-state killing spree even more dangerous and surprising, and to some, appealing. Born to an unwed teenage mother, Bundy never learned his father's identity and was raised believing that his grandmother was actually his mother and his actual mother to be his sister. Following a difficult adolescence, Bundy graduated from the University of Washington and soon embarked on a murderous spree, killing his first victim in Seattle in 1996. Focusing primarily on attractive college co-eds, Bundy committed a series of murders across Pacific Northwest. He continued on to Utah and Colorado, killing several more women before being arrested despite being convicted of kidnapping. He managed to escape the police custody not just once but twice while awaiting for a trial in Colorado. He moved to Florida, where he killed several members of a sorority and his final victim, a 12-year-old girl who he raped and then murdered. When Bundy was finally apprehended while driving a stolen car a week after his last murder, his trial became quite a media sensation. It was the first murder trial to be completely televised and featured Bundy front and center, acting as one of his own defense attorneys. He was executed in an electric chair in 1989, with the true number of his victims unknown. And finally, for today, we have one of the greatest mysteries of all time, Jack the Ripper. In 1888, London's Whitechapel district was gripped by reports of a vicious serial killer stalking the city streets. The unidentified madman lured prostitutes into darkened squares and side streets before slitting their throats and sadistically mutilating their bodies with a carved knife. That summer and fall, 5 victims were found butchered in the downtrodden East End district, sparking a media frenzy and a citywide hunt. A number of letters were allegedly sent by the killer to the London Metropolitan Police, also known as the Scotland Yard, taunting officers about his gruesome activities and speculating on murders to come. Without modern forensic technology and techniques, Victorian police were at loss in investigating the Ripper's heinous crimes. After taking his final victim in November, the killer seemed to disappear like a ghost. The case was finally closed in 1892, but Jack the Ripper still remains to be unknown. The most popular theories suggest that the killer could have been a butcher or a surgeon. Over 100 people were suspected, but no one knows. So guys, that was it from me today. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure it was neither of the two because I took you to a pretty gruesome ride. But I'm pretty sure you found it interesting, and if you did, a like would mean a lot to me, and a subscribe, that would make my day. Honestly, I would love all the support you give me. Right now it's getting late and I need to go back to studying physics. I'll see you next time, but until then, thank you, stay safe, goodbye.